If you want to make sure everything goes smoothly with the influencers you select, sign a contract. As part of this course, you'll be able to download my free influencer contract template. But before you do that, I want to go over the key things to keep in mind. First, you really need to resist the temptation to go without a contract. A lot of people think a contract is making too big a deal about something really simple, but it isn't. And not for the reasons you might think. The reason to have a contract has nothing to do with suspicion or mistrust between brand and an influencer, or about protecting the brand. The reason to have the contract is because you want everything to be clear and organized with milestones and dates. There are two reasons why this is a good idea. One, so you can sync this with the other departments in your organization. Two, to make sure that you and the influencer are on the same page. A good contract exists to support and maintain a good relationship. Tip number 1 is something that we've already gone over. Take 2 weeks to cool down and follow the influencer before you finalize the contract. Tip number 2 covers the reuse of the content created by the influencer long after the campaign has ended. Influencers can create an amazing content for you, hopefully content that does not look like an ad. This will bring interest and trust in your product and brand. They usually do a great job with the text, graphic, attitude. Make sure to put it in the contract that they'll let you reuse the content anytime you want, anywhere. And while we are on the subject of content, if you hire an influencer for multiple posts, you can sometimes negotiate a better rate than for a single post. The upside, you'll have 2 pieces of content to reuse. A great investment. Tip number 3. As we say, chase the hashtags. Tell the influencer which hashtags you want them to include on the post, of course. In addition to the hashtags that will get you attention, make sure they comply with published government guidelines. These guidelines say that if there is a material connection between an endorser and an advertiser, such as payment or even a gift of a free product, it has to be disclosed. Usually this is done by adding an ad or sponsored hashtag to the post. Make sure the influencer does that so neither of you is in violation of the law. Okay, tip number 4. Don't forget to cover how long the post will stay up. Some influencers expire sponsored posts shortly after posting them, some after 24 hours, and some don't take them down at all. You want to be clear on the expiration thing so there are no surprises. Tip number 5. Don't forget to cover which of the influencers' social media accounts or platforms the content will be published to. Because the more exposure, the better. Most influencers are dominant on one platform only, such as on Instagram, but they often have good followership on others, like my DearMishu account. The account has over 30,000 followers, each on Instagram and Twitter, but the audience are a little different on each, and even on Facebook, where we don't put a lot of attention, she has 5,000 followers and some nice engagement. Why not benefit from all of that? Tip number 6. Most brands want influencers to link to their content, and if that is what you want, be explicit. Ask the influencer to clarify where they can commit to place your link. In their bio, the post, comment area. Again, you want those details to be clear. But remember, it is often much better to have the influencer link to your account on the same social platform. People are much more likely to visit your account and follow you than they are to follow a link outside the platform. But it's up to you. Tip number 7. We all have competition, and some of them might want to hire the same influencer. You want to be sure that the influencer will not endorse the competition during a certain period, such as a 2 weeks, a 1 month, or even 3 months. Last but not least, when you're signing a contract, don't forget to cover what kind of language you want the influencer to use and which not. Are you okay with the influencer using religious language, mentioning politics, cursing? Make it clear, as you don't want any misunderstanding. That's all for now. You'll find all of these and more in the brand influencer contract template that I've included as a free download with the course. See the bonus section to get it.